Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Women Crushing It Wednesdays with my beautiful girl, Knockouts with Nika. We have a special
Hey,
guest tonight, Bruce Carrington, Shoo Shoo in the
Yes, yes,
house.
yes.
But
Thank you
but
for
first,
having me. Thank
Nika,
you for having me.
absolutely, Nika, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Sipping per usual. So when
You're you're sipping. That's good. Oh, I'm sipping water. I went to Mexico and I'm hydrating. I came back and I need
Yeah,
water.
I got my
So
water too.
water,
Yeah,
yeah,
we got
yeah,
our
that's
waters.
good. That's
y'all
good.
not gonna shame me. Y'all not gonna shame me for drinking water
I know
today.
that's right. I know good. I know that's right. Shoo, so what's going on with you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Got my next fight coming up in Madison Square Garden, March 19th, under the Edgar Berlanga, Steve Rose card. So that's gonna be big, 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 big news for me because it's home. It's the Garden, New York.
Yeah.
I'm ready to show out, and I'm trying to keep up that momentum from my last fight. Everybody watched my last fight, and they were really impressed with my performance. So we're definitely just gonna keep it up from there.
We know Nika's from New York too. She moved to Florida, but she's from New York as
Okay.
well.
Oh,
Yeah, from the
what part?
Bronx.
What part you from?
From
From the
the
Bronx? Okay,
Bronx.
okay.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm like New York, but I don't know. Y'all know, but so people that are just like that, maybe they don't know who you are, which they'd have to like live under a rock or whatever. But give some background. Give some background of who you are, where you've come from, and this moment
Yeah,
now. Where you're at.
yeah. You know, certain things I might be modest on. So if it's something that if I don't mention that you pick up, because certain things as well about me
Yeah,
too. So
yeah.
it's
I'll take it out of
I
you.
mean, I just yeah. But yeah, Bruce Carrington, one and only Shoo Shoo, from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. Been boxing for 17 years. I was on the USA team. I was on the Pan American team and the amateurs for the past like 2 years or 3 years before I turned pro. Uh, I won the Olympic trials. And also got awarded the best boxer of the tournament in that, and was qualified. Was to try out for the Olympics and everything, but God had other plans for me, and now I'm a
Hmm.
2-0 pro, 2-0 and one knockout.
Absolutely. So let me ask. I mean, I just for everybody and hola, everybody that's tuning in, ladies and Shoo Shoo, World Fight Fan, HCP Boxing Network. Hola, hello. Um, so you said God had other plans. So you didn't go to the Olympics. You went ahead and went pro. Was that a
hmm
hard decision? And how do you make a decision like that?
to be honest, it wasn't much of a decision. I mean, I
Well,
felt like
you could give it another go, or you could say, you know what, it's
true.
time.
Okay.
So
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, well, okay. So the decision to go pro was definitely something that was, it was already something that was premeditated because this is my second time. It was my second go around. I had tried out for the 2016 Olympic team, and I came up short and became the alternate for the 2016 team. But and I was 19 at the time, still was young, and I had a lot to learn. But I felt like 23, 24 was the perfect age for me to make that turn into the pros because I'm much more knowledgeable, much more. I was much stronger, and my IQ is just different at this level now, and I just felt like it was just a perfect time. So I just kind of didn't want to waste any more years in the amateurs when I could be making a big name for myself in the pros.
and making some money.
Making some money, right? Making some big money too. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Exactly, making some big money. Nika, do you have any questions for Shu? Anything you want to tell him?
All right. So I like to ask boxers like, if you were in boxing, what do you think you'd be doing as a career?
Um,
Anyway, because I know he's I
uh,
was born a boxer, I was born a
yeah,
fighter, but like sometimes
yeah,
everybody ain't got it. So if that wasn't the case,
yeah.
what would you think you'd be doing?
Honestly, yeah, I would usually when I would answer this question, I'd be like, oh yeah, I wouldn't know because I started boxing at 7 years old, came out the womb boxing, throw punches,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I honestly I started to realize that I have like a little niche for like making skits and stuff like that. So I probably would want to be an actor. Like,
An
like
actor?
honestly,
Okay.
like that's kind of what I want to do now. And even, outside of boxing, I want to be able to, get into a different field of work, like acting. Like I love acting.
You can still do it.
My very, yeah,
Hmm.
definitely. My very first, just acting job period was just recently, a few months back. It was they're shooting a movie on Willie Pep and about his life and everything. And I have a role in that movie, a little short role, but it's something. I get a little cameo time and everything. But
Nice.
it was such a fun experience, and I always knew that I was, I liked acting anyway. But just being in that, like actual being in the production crew and everything like that, and and being taken care of as being a part of the cast and meeting all the different people, like the the main character is James Matteo. He starred in a lot of good shows and movies. And Stephen Lang, the main who's the main character in Don't Breathe, the blind guy, that's
Oh yeah,
killing
yeah,
everybody.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, him. Like he's actually my coach in the movie. So me being around these type of people, it's like wow, like what I mean. It's like really
Yeah.
crazy. My stunt coordinator was Ernie Reyes Jr. He played in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Rundown featuring The Rock, and he's just like me being rubbing shoulders, rubbing elbows with these type of people is just like, man, all right, and hopefully I could get something get something out of it, from that.
But do you think that like after boxing, you probably like to do commentating too? Because you seem very well spoken, and since you like the
Uh,
production
a,
thing,
a
like
lot of
you know.
a lot of people done told me that before. They're like, oh man, I could see you being a commentator and stuff like that. I mean, I would be interested in doing something like that, part time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm as good as Andre Ward and Tim Bradley and all of that stuff, but I could probably get there anytime.
All
And
right. Yeah.
you gotta check out. I'm just gonna put a little out there. You gotta check out his. I don't know if are you on TikTok or I see some stuff on Instagram, but
Uh,
he's so funny, and we'll get to that too. Like I mean, because I want to talk about what G Funky says. Hello. Thank you so much for sharing. And writing yoga has a question. Yogi has a question, but finish your thought and we'll answer a question and then we'll talk more about that because I want you to tell some stories.
got you, got you.
So,
But
so
yeah.
writing yogi said, could you ask him who inspires him as a boxer? So, as a boxer, who
Oh,
inspires you?
well, a few guys inspired me as a boxer. Floyd Mayweather, number one on the list. Everybody has their, their views on him and everything, but me, I just specifically focus on his hard work and his, and his dedication to the
Mm-hmm.
sport. It's like is one like no other. Like, I hear stories. Me being not big, I just hear stories about him actually winning a 12-round championship fight. He's up 4 in the morning and running from wherever the MGM Grand or the Mandalay Bay or whatever he was fighting at, and run right home, like all the way home from that venue. And it's just crazy, like when you have that type of drive and that type of hunger, even when you have everything in the world. He's the most, you know, he's the highest paid athlete, and it's just like you have everything in the world and you're still that hungry. Like that's when you really have passion for the thing that you do, and that's something that I can relate to. So Mike Tyson as well too. Obviously, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York, and he's one of
He's
the
one of my
main guys
faves
that I
too.
grew up. Yeah, yeah, he's one of the main guys that he's my first favorite boxer. He's one of the main guys that I looked up to. He just it was a lot that I related to him in terms of like his stories of how he grew up, because we literally grew up in the same neighborhood, and things that he saw and how he overcame them. And it's just like those two people, they really impact me in a certain way. And I feel like, I bring that into every single time I fight. Like you'll see the boxing style of Mayweather, but then sometimes I wouldn't say like the brawling type of Tyson, but you'll see me bite down and get in there and trade punches with the
You're
best of
not
them.
biting
And
me.
then,
You're not biting either.
no, 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 I
When
ain't
you say
biting.
bite down,
Nah, not that Tyson. I ain't that much Tyson now. But yeah, you'll see me. You'll get gritty and definitely and put in some work as well too. So yeah, man, those are the two boxes that inspire me the most.
have you ever met any one of them?
Yeah, I met both of them. I definitely met both.
Okay.
I met Tyson. I had a one-on-one actually with Tyson. Me and my dad and him and my dad actually have a mutual friend, and that mutual friend invited me and my dad over to meet Mike Tyson, and we were just kicking it back the whole day inside of his house, and
Wow.
he was showing me like little boxing moves, and I had him watch a couple of my fights. I was probably like 14 at the time. I wish I could see him now, like you know what I mean, like you know when I'm making all this noise and stuff like that, and I doubt he remembers me, but you know if you're watching this
You
Tyson,
never know.
so
Right.
You never
yeah.
know. Well, I agree with Nika. I think that I mean, you have a very good speaking voice and
Yeah, thank you.
a lot of personality and animation, and I think you'd be
Yeah.
good eventually too, whenever you decide. But I just want to go back a little bit because you were talking about your accolades in the amateurs and like everything that you've done. People don't realize how hard it is to get where you've gotten.
Mm,
It's like people don't know all of the tournaments, all of the faces that you have to face and all of
yeah,
the ups and downs and you were in camp during the
yeah,
COVID
yeah,
times and all that.
yeah.
Can you just like in a nutshell just kind of give people an idea of what it was like and the things that you were feeling and thinking going through that in the amateurs?
Yeah, well, it's definitely the amateurs. Is definitely not made for the weak, 100%. Just a few things that we go through in amateur tournaments. Like we'll have like 6 day tournaments, and we have to,
Yeah.
fight once a day each day. And sometimes, like especially for me, especially when I fought in Olympic trials, I was seeded number 8. I was the last seed in the Olympic trials, and I had to fight the top 4 seeded guys. The guys are supposed to be the best in the division, and I beat all of them. So having that mental strength to do that was next level. And then training, being ready to fight these overseas countries, and having the pandemic come and stop all of that, and it just kind of reset the whole world. It reset everyone, and
Mm-hmm.
I know, and I could feel like I could speak for everybody in the world to where it was like that was also like a mental obstacle to get through, and then be trying to get back into it and everything like that, and with the training, and then even more fights and everything like that, trying to get back into during the pandemic. It was just a lot to really get into, because you know it's just like, man, will we ever, like, the Olympics ever happen? Because they were talking about
Yeah.
not even having the Olympics and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it was a lot going on. But we just kind of pursued, and we just stayed focused, and we stayed dedicated. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, we me and a couple other select few guys that was on the team, we weren't able to qualify to go to the Olympics and everything like that. But you know,
Nothing that
sometimes
it
you just
was
gotta,
nothing, just to clarify, it wasn't anything that you did or they didn't do. It was
yeah,
just
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
It was
just
basically out of our hands. It was basically something
yeah,
that's out
yeah,
of our
out of
hands,
everybody's hands.
and
It was the
yeah,
World
yeah,
Council,
down,
Yes.
definitely, definitely. So that's another thing that was really hard on me, because in boxing, like, I learned a lot of life lessons in boxing. Like, I learned
Mhm.
how to be patient in boxing. But I learned how to be patient in life from boxing. I learned how to just think about what I'm gonna do 2, 3 times, steps ahead before I do these things from boxing. I learned so many things from boxing. And one of the things I've learned is that the things that you want, you have to get it and take it for your. You got to get it on your own. Like, if you really want something, not gonna be handed to you. You got to get it. And I felt like I did everything to get it,
Mhm.
and for
Mhm.
it to be taken away from me,
Mhm.
and I had no power to, like, like, if I lose a fight, that's on me. You know what I mean? If I get
Right.
disqualified or something, that's on me. But this
Right.
here, like, I had no type of power. I couldn't control it. That messed up my mind a lot. So
It's
Sure.
it was
hard
just
not
like,
being able to like to have something in somebody else's hands making decisions for like your
yeah.
boxing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely don't like anyone having control over, you know, the things that I want to do in terms of my path, my life, and things like that. So when that happened, it was a huge blow for me. But hey, listen, look, I'm here now.
But
Top rank
right, right,
signed,
right. But
Yeah.
two
I was
up,
just
2 and
gonna
0.
say that you and
Yeah,
everybody else, y'all are so special because of the things that y'all had endured. Not only that part, but just the pandemic. I mean, I was there too, and I saw it, and I saw the mental and physical strength of you all, and that's why today, y'all are doing great things and will continue because y'all been through, I believe, one of the worst things that you could, in your career.
100%.
So World Fight Fans has a question. Who is the fighter from Brooklyn making noise in the gym that we should look out for?
Okay.
Do y'all know?
That's a good question.
Anybody?
That's a good question. No. I would say Bobby Pettigrew. You look at my man Bobby Pettigrew. He's still amateur. I believe he's in a youth division, and he's also from Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. One of the top three, I believe, actually, in the nation right now. And he's a young, hungry kid right now. So I think his Instagram is goodmoney.bj or good.moneybj, one or the other. But yeah, y'all go ahead and follow him on Instagram. That kid is good, and y'all definitely watch out for him.
Fabulous. That's good. I was gonna say, so we were talking about some of the videos that you make and all that stuff. So what is one of the funniest things that you've done? Like there was a lot of funny stuff going on in camps, and there was a lot of funny videos. But what do you think is the video that's like, man, this should be getting like 1 billion views, and I should be famous like right now? Like, like Ryan Garcia has nothing on me.
Man, there's a few videos, man, and it's like you gotta kind of watch it for it to be funny, because me describing it's not gonna be as funny as you watch it.
Right.
But I think even the last video that me and my father did just recently, like I did a video where you watched that one, So it was like really cold in New York. It was just like snowing or whatever. The temperature dropped, and I was telling my dad, I'm like, man, like the newscasters, man, the weathercast, the forecasters, they're really racist. And he's like, huh? Why you say that? He's like, who's racist? I'm like, all of them. They're all racist. He said, why you say that? I'm like, man, like they're all saying like the temperature is gonna drop down from 65 degrees to 9 degrees, and you got to be careful because there's gonna be like a lot of black guys in the street. They're gonna be all in the street. He looks at me like, black ice, you idiot, not black guys.
Let me tell you, that black ice ain't nothing to play with. I've busted my ass many times. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Ain't nothing to play with, definitely. But that was one little video, and I put plenty of other videos that I haven't even posted yet. But I will do all of that soon.
Well,
I'm
can't
trying to
wait.
figure out what I'm gonna do on my page.
Yeah. I just thought that it's so great too, the way your dad interacts. Your parents are amazing, by the way, but just the way he interacts and stuff. Or most family like that, they'll interact with you and stuff, or they're just like, no, shoot, get away, like don't know.
They like getting into the little skits, and they entertain my foolishness from time to time. So that's why you're gonna see all of that on my page all the time.
Are you training out of New York right now, or
no? My training camps are based in Vegas, so I'm in Vegas right now, getting ready to fight. Okay, like all of my training camps will be based in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you get to go back home to fight.
Who are your trainers? Who are your trainers?
Yeah, well, I have my man, Coach K Karoma, head coach.
My guy.
And I have my assistant. Yeah, I have my assistant coach, John Rosales. Those two guys, they're my coaches. It's like I feel like I got those two guys. They're a perfect mix for me because K has watched me come up since I was a little kid, and he's seen like how I fight and the progress that I've made throughout the years. And he knows me so well. Like I have a really tight relationship with him. He's like an uncle to me, and so he always keeps everything 100 with me. But at the same time, apart from how he's so close to me in terms of family, whatever, he is like a boxing connoisseur. Like he knows like every little thing. Like he tries to perfect you to the T in terms of any little thing you do, just the slight drop of the hand or the little step off to get a certain angle to see a different opening for your opponent and everything like that. Like he broadened my horizon, like my spectrum and my IQ with just being with him in the first month of training with him. And that was my first fight. And it was something that I've trained with K from time to time, and we was on the USA team together and everything, but that one-on-one time with him is kind of different, and
Yeah.
it's something that really changed my, my views and how I'm gonna fight from here on for the rest of my career, and then John, my boy John Rosales, he's he's like one of the guys that know me very well. Well, again, he's seen me, through my ups and downs and then going through the amateur ranks and things like that. And he's always made sure he's kept my morale up and make sure like he knows exactly what to do and what to say. And whenever I'm like, down or if I feel down and out, and he had keep me cool, get up, like we ready to go, let's go train. You're not about to be in bed. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I just remember a specific part of my amateur career
Right.
when I felt like I was down and out, and he was the one person that I could
Sure.
depend on to get me back on my feet.
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
definitely I have the boxing IQ guy here. I got the guy that keeps me mentally strong here. It's a perfect match. It's a perfect mix, and I feel like I have the perfect team to take it to the top.
And that pretty much so Ryder Yogi said, how important is mental conditioning to you, and you're kind of touching on
Can
that.
answer all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like, to be honest, the mental condition is the most important part of anything, because if your mind, if your mind is saying that you can't do something, your body's not going to do it. I don't care how much you try to force
Facts.
your body to do something. If you're telling your mind like, yeah, I could do it, like this is nothing, you're going to
Mhm.
be able to do it. So I feel like, in terms of, let's say if you get into like a depressive state or anything like that, like it can definitely affect you in the boxing game, because you need to be 100% prepared. You can't uh slack not one bit. It takes one punch to end a person's career, and just
Oh yeah.
set you back or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something that I feel should be main priority over anything else in terms of, like, you working out or things like that. Mental stability is the most important thing.
I agree. I
I
definitely
agree.
agree.
I agree.
So you had because you've had 3 fights so far, right? It was like
Yeah, no,
it's like
two fights. My
Two.
third fight
two.
is
Okay,
coming
it was
up.
like
Yeah,
well, it just seems like it was like January, the end of
yeah,
January.
January
So like
29th.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
end of January, and then you got something in March, like March 19th, like
yeah,
the one that you were
yeah,
talking about, Madison Square Garden. Like it's just bam,
yeah.
bam. Is that the plan for you to stay? Fighting every let's say 3 months. To is that how active do you want to be during the year?
I want to be really active. There's something that inspired me to be really, well, to be honest, the first person that actually gave me the idea to be, the more active I am, the better I'm going to get, is Mike Tyson. That time that I met him when I was 14, he told me to get as many fights as I can so I can, get exponentially better in a short period of time. But
Mm.
the two people that and also, just cemented it for me in a pro game were Jared Anderson and Xander Zayas. Those two
Oh
guys, they
yeah.
were like prospect of the year. I think Xander Zayas was prospect of the year last
Zayas,
year,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah. He
and
fights like every
Anderson
other
was,
week.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anderson, he was prospect of the year 2020, but also that was because they
Yeah.
fought so many times and they got
Mhm.
better and better from each performance. That's what I want to do. You know what I mean? And then I feel like
Absolutely.
also that right there also builds your, popularity. It builds your brand. It builds,
Yes.
as a household name. Like, people got to
Absolutely.
understand that this boxing thing is a business as well as, as a sport. This thing, it's
Mhm.
sports entertainment, and
Definitely.
some people just feel like, oh, if you can fight good, then you'll get the recognition that you need or the popularity. But that's not always true.
No.
The
No.
person that puts the butts in the seats, that's the person that's getting the most money. Case in
Yep.
point, look at Jake Paul,
Absolutely.
Logan Paul. These guys are not boxers. These guys are
Not
YouTubers.
at all.
But his popularity is getting them millions from these boxing
True.
fights. So come
That's
on,
true.
like nobody's gonna tell me anything different. So I kind of feel like that. I picked that up, and I'm just gonna run with that for the rest of my career.
Yeah. No, I think that's smart. I mean, you see a lot of these other names, they fight once a year, once every 2 year, and they still want to be
Yeah,
like paid the same, and people are like, who
nah,
are you?
nah,
Like, we thought you were done.
right,
So no, I
exactly.
think the more you're in people's face, the better, most definitely. um Nika, do you have any other questions for Shu or anybody in the chat? Oh,
That
she's
you really
frozen.
want to have I can fight.
You froze for a second.
She's breaking up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good now. Yes.
Okay. So, what is your plan for the fight that you ultimately want to have, and who is that against? Like, who's your yeah?
Well, I want to fight. To be honest, I mean, I want to fight the best of the best, and whoever is at the top, who's ever the top guy in the division at that point. Well, when that time comes, I'm gonna want to fight them, whoever it is. I'm just type of man to where I fight anybody. I don't duck or dodge anyone. You know, the motto of Brownsville is Brownsville never ran, never will, and I live by that. And it's just anybody who's in my way. They just gonna have to see me.
But what's your like? Who do you really want to fight? Like, what's your ultimate goal to like? I know everybody has this one guy they want to fight, and like, you know that they're like on top, and you know you could be like in your mind, you like you know you could beat them if you get in the ring with them. Who's that?
Listen, like I said, I'm gonna fight whoever's so-called the best. That's who I'm gonna want to fight. Because and then I want you to probably like in the years later you having these podcast shows and stuff like that, and the next up-and-coming guy that's in my weight division, you ask them the same question, and I want them to be saying that they want to fight me.
You want to
I
say
don't
you?
care about because I want them to be saying that they
Absolutely.
want to fight me. But me, my head is, you know, I'm further than that. I don't care who it is, whoever is in my way, I'm gonna get him.
I know that's right. Get him right out the way.
Yeah.
So tell people where they can find you, your wonderful videos, and all your fight information. Because let me tell y'all, guys, this kid, he's not a kid. Everybody's a kid to me, but he's not a kid. This young man is truly, truly talented. And if you haven't seen him, y'all need to, because let me tell you, I was blessed enough to be able to work with him, you know, in the amateurs and Team USA. And and it was an honor, a pleasure, you know. Such a fine young man.
She was my favorite coach.
No, so I love seeing all your success. Like it just makes me so happy, you know. And every time I see you, you know, it just is such a good thing. It's like a family reunion, you know.
Yeah, all the time.
What do you have to say to your opponent on March 19th? Like, if he's watching right now, what do you have to say to him?
Well, if my opponent is watching right now, just be well prepared. Hope you're training because I'm training. I'm putting in this work, and hope you can bring whatever you can to the table because I'm definitely gonna do what I need to do to get that victory.
All right.
Absolutely. Tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, and find out all the goods.
Yeah, well, my Instagram is Bruce_Carrington. My Twitter is B_Carrington1. I have a documentary that's out as well too that I would love for you guys to watch. They give you a crash course of my life and the adversities that I've been through in my personal life. It's called Brownsville Born, and you guys can look that up on brownsvilleborn.com. And yeah, man, if y'all gonna buy the tickets, March 19th, Madison Square Garden, I'm definitely gonna be fighting the net and the Berlin undercard, and what the hell?
Dude. I was like, what?
It's like y'all are taking too long. Y'all are taking too long.
This is Serena.
Hey, girl. Hi.
Yeah.
I know
Serena. You have a fight coming up, don't you, too, right? March 12th, she has a fight coming up March 12th.
Come tell us. Tell her to come tell us.
Yeah. She said, come tell them about the March 12th fight. Yeah. Just
hi.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah, just say hi.
Serena.
I know. We were on Boxing Playhouse.
As a pro. And I fight March 12th. So be on the lookout. It's my first 10-rounder. Super excited. After this, we're going to be aiming for the IBO because I'm ranked number 4 for IBO. So, this is my stepping stool fight. I'm super ready.
Yeah.
So.
Perfect. Thank you. What a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Appreciate you for crashing in.
Yeah. Watch my fight March 19th, Madison Square Garden on ESPN Plus. Or if you guys want to buy the tickets, I have the link in my bio and my Instagram, Bruce_Carrington.
Thank you, darling. It's been a pleasure.
I put your IG in the chat, so if I
Gotcha.
go ahead and follow him on Instagram and get those
Thank
tickets
you so much.
in the Big
You have a
Apple.
good night, and we will see you
All right, you
soon.
too.
I'll
You
talk
too,
to
you
you
too.
soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
That was so good. That was great. I'm so glad he got to join
I
us.
can tell he's a New Yorker through and through.
Yeah. You can tell.
New Yorkers have like a type of confidence about them, but he's not like too cocky, but he has like that New York confidence. So I can tell he's a New Yorker for sure.
No, yeah, he does. He's such a great young guy. Yeah, I would say kid. I always covered a kid, but he's such a great kid. Remy had a question while we had him on, so I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about it after. He said, me and Tony Boswell got money on Stevenson versus Valdez. Who y'all got? Well, we kind of know how Nike. If anybody's ever seen the show, y'all kind of know how Nike feels about one of these guys.
Yeah, I'm not a Shakur fan. I don't care what nobody says. I'm not a Shakur fan, and I never will be. And my guy, young Billy Boxing, follow his YouTube page. I'm gonna be on his page, on his channel soon to talk about that.
Absolutely.
He knows I'm not a Shakur fan. But I think he's gonna beat Valdez, but I'm not rooting for him, but I think he's gonna beat Valdez. So I'm just being honest. I gotta just call a spade a spade. I'm not a fan of Stevenson, but I believe he's going to beat Valdez. So
yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, I believe that he's going to beat Valdez as well. I don't know who y'all voted on, who you'll put your money on or whatever, but I don't know. Y'all think about it and make sure you're making the right choice. Because I think Valdez is not going to get that. But girl, so I want to know from you and anybody in the chat, did anybody watch the Ryder Jacobs fight? And I'm not even trying to be funny. Did anybody watch the fight?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I did not watch it, but I was like watching the timeline on Twitter, and there were a lot of people that were on the boxing Twitter who did watch it. And from what I saw, it was looking like it should have went Jacob's way, but it didn't.
Okay.
But I honestly didn't watch that fight. I don't know. I just wasn't. I don't know. I was not into that fight. I wasn't like excited about it. What was I doing Saturday? I don't know. I was cleaning up. I was organizing. I was really not into that fight. So somebody in the chat said they watched it.
Yeah, you watched it. I did. I watched it. What did you think? I mean, should he have won? Did it go the right way?
I saw a lot of people say it should have been a draw. I saw a lot of people say it should have been a draw.
Okay.
So should they run it back, people? Should they run it back? Is it like worthy of a rematch?
But that's the thing. Run it back. Like who? I'm not even
who
trying
wants
to
see
funny,
it.
but
I wasn't trying to watch the first fight, so I don't know.
And I'm thinking Jacobs. I mean, he had a great story. He was great. A nice career, and it's just like I think it might be time.
That's the thing with us boxing fans. Like when we're kind of like over you, we're over you. Like we're with you when you have your good story. We want to see you win.
Right.
But then when we're tired of you, we're like,
Exactly. And so he says, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but he said the fight was mediocre, and then Jose Lopez says the round that the Riders won, he did dominate the rounds that he did win.
I see but 3 people in the chat saying that they had Jacobs 7-5.
Yeah,
so are y'all saying he was robbed? Is that what y'all saying, that he was robbed?
Yeah. Was it a robbery, and should they get a rematch? I'm just saying. I'm like, is that what you're saying? Is that what you want to see? Like, I don't know, but that we're gonna move on from that. A lot of people are really upset about the Lomo Cambosos fight rumor. Is it a rumor? Has it been announced? Like, has it been officially announced?
It looks like the deal is almost done. I think that what I read was that Cambosos is like just having to agree on the weights or something. I don't know. I read something today, but they said that on Lomachenko's side that he signed everything. So, it looks like Devin Haney is out of the
Yeah,
race for that. It looks like this is looking towards Loma getting this fight. So I'm interested in seeing how people feel about that because honestly,
I'm interested. Oh, you froze a little bit.
there's an
Um,
alert on
there
my
you go.
phone. Somebody got
Oh, okay,
kidnapped.
okay. So honestly, how do you feel about it?
Find these
Like, are
people.
you upset about it? Are you okay with it?
Go back,
What do you
come back
think?
out and come back in.
Oh, okay. So, writing Yogi said, I'm not upset. I want to see Lomo versus Haney. Um, I, I have mixed feelings. Like, I would like to see Haney, but I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at the matchup. Um, Let me get Nika back on. Okay. So writing Yogi said,
Okay.
I'm not upset.
The
Yes, I
sound
can
is
hear
harder.
you.
I'm gonna go back out and come back in.
Oh, snap. Okay. We're having some technical difficulties. But and then the Gold Mario says Devin Haney is more than worthy of a shot than Lomachenko at Undisputed. So, and that's what I was wondering. I mean, is that what people are mad about? Or are they mad, that it's Cambosos that's fighting Lomo instead of Haney? Or is it the fact that I mean, the Cambosas is fighting Lomo? Is that what it is, or is it that Haney should be fighting Cambosos? Like, what are people mad at? You know, say what I want. Say what I want. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
There
we
was like
good.
one of
We
those.
good.
Yeah, it was one of those missing person alerts that came in my phone, like, bang,
Oh
bang,
yeah,
and it
yeah. It
just
messes
like
everything up.
disrupted the whole
No,
thing.
I got it. So it's like, so we'll go back. Goat Mario said Devin Haney is more worthy of a shot than Lomo at Undisputed. Is that what they're mad about, or are they mad because Lomo's fighting Cambosos instead of Haney? Like, that's what I want to know.
I feel like the back and forth that I'm seeing on social media, which is crazy that we get to see these, I guess, these negotiations on Twitter is, we're seeing the negotiations being done on Twitter, on social media, but they're saying that like offers weren't being made on Devin Haney's side and blah blah blah. But then when
Yeah.
they said that Loma agreed to take in less money for the fight, so then Devin Haney, I saw him tweet out, he's like, I'll take whatever Lomachenko is taking. So I want this fight. Like, give
Right.
me this fight. He's not ducking this fight. Like, he wants this fight. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like Devin Haney should get the fight. I don't know how come Lomachenko got the golden ticket. Like, it's been so much back and forth between Devin Haney and Cambosos on social media. So Devin Haney
Right.
said, hey, whatever Lomachenko is getting, I'll agree to take that. So give me the
Right.
fight. And nothing. So
And
I don't know.
nothing.
I don't know.
Yeah, because say what I wanted. Haney should have done whatever it took to get
He
the fight done. But you're
he
saying
I
he
feel like
said,
yeah, he tweeted on it. He was like, whatever Lomachenko agreed to take, I'll agree to take it. Give me this fight. I don't know what else y'all want him to do. I feel like
right.
that's out of his hands. That's like on Eddie Hearn and the Zone. That's in their hands to take care of that because Devin Haney obviously wants this fight and he's agreeing to take whatever Lomachenko is agreeing to take as well. So, what else do you want Devin Haney to
Yeah.
do?
So where's the discrepancy? Yeah,
Yeah.
Remy said Lomachenko had better competition, so yeah, he deserves it, not Haney. The way I was looking at it is like, okay, so Teofimo beat Lomo, okay, Cambosos beat Tio, so, and a lot of people said it was a fluke when Tio beat Lomo. Then they said it was a fluke, not a fluke, but they were saying, well, Teofimo wasn't himself and this and that and whatever.
Teofimo got his ass beat fair and square.
No,
I'm
he
just gonna say
did.
that.
But people were like, oh, he was going through stuff. So is Cambosos really that great? So to me, I want to see. I don't mind seeing Lomo Cambosos. If people want to know what Cambosos is really made of, I think Lomo's going to bring it out of him. I like Haney too. I do. I don't know what the problem was, but honestly, I'm happy either way. Honestly, because to me, those are both good fights.
No,
You
I
know.
think they're both good fights, but I really do think that Devin Haney should get that fight because that's who they were really like going head to head over social media, and like they've had like face to
Yeah.
faces like at fights, and saying, hey, if you come to Australia, then you'll get this fight, but then stuff switches up, and then I feel like Devin Haney himself has been saying that he wants this fight and he'll agree to whatever they want to do or offer him to, take this fight. But I don't know who's working the dealings, Eddie
Right.
Hearn and DAZN. Like, obviously, whatever they're doing is not as good as whatever Top Rank is offering.
Well, and I do
I don't know.
wonder why Haney hasn't fought in such a long time. Like, what's going on? With that, I don't know. I really don't
He
know.
wants.
But
I feel like his fight wasn't that long ago, but he fought. He said his next fight.
well, okay. Before that,
Yeah.
it just seems like he's had these gaps. He's had these gaps.
Because he's been trying to get all these fights that everybody keeps like.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is the problem?
Getting on social media saying they won, but then it doesn't pan out. So
Right.
I'm actually tired of seeing all these negotiations done on social media, like the back and forth, and then they don't never pan out. Like, don't get on social media telling us like, hey, we did this, we did that. Like, come to me when the fight is like
when the
done
ink is dry. Let me know what's
signed,
up.
sealed, and delivered.
Yes.
Come to us on social media when that's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I really don't want to see like all the back and forth and nothing ever comes out of it. Like,
I agree.
Really draining. So.
I'm with you. Jose asked if I was going to the Errol Spence fight. Yes, actually, I do plan on going. I'll be back from some trips that I'm going to with the team, so I do plan on going. How come you didn't ask Nika? Are you still blocked? I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's still blocked. He's still blocked.
Okay.
He's still blocked.
Oh my gosh. No, but
I might unblock him because he hasn't said anything like too spicy on here lately. But
okay, no, he's been doing good. Like I have to say, he says, Nika won't link up. No, nobody did ever is on the show will link up. I'm just saying, like, no, you're right.
Nika won't link up as what? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's just talking crazy. Okay,
like
but
always,
look,
and that's why you're blocked. And that's
right. For that, please, for the love of God, tell me that what I saw was not what it was when Kell Brooks coach, and I will gag and throw up right now on my desk. That he drank the sweat. Somebody put his name was Demonic, but I think it's Dominic. Demonic.
Well, I feel like,
but I think it's Dominic.
Demonic might sound fitting.
Girl,
he's like drinking. Like, it was sweat? Like,
yeah, so Kel squeezed his t-shirt out in the cup and filled it up. Girl, no. When I first saw it, I was dry heaving, gagging. Like, I'm like, why? Do
he feel like the fight needs a little bit of spark to like?
That's what I was thinking.
He needs to kick a little bit of something in the gear for everybody to tune into this fight. Cause come on, man, who's drinking somebody's sweat? Like, really?
Man.
I've heard some nasty, like not nasty, I guess, like some kinky rumors about Kell Brooks, but your coach drinking your sweat, that's on another level. That's on another level.
That's
on another fucking level.
I'm sorry, I love my man. I love him. But let me tell you something. I am not. He's not pouring me a sweat cocktail. Okay? It's not happening. So that's just on a whole different level for real. It's just gross. And I'm going for American anyway, but this just,
I feel like that was like a PR stunt. Cause like
I think so.
Because like, come on. I've like was that even necessary? I feel like people were gonna watch this
Yeah.
con. Like you didn't need to drink your guy's sweat to make us watch
No,
this fight. Like,
I don't know if
come
he
on,
thought
you
maybe
got
that.
water, my guy. Get some water. Come on,
Yeah,
that's like all the
water,
salt and like all of the sodium in the guy's body coming out of
gross,
his body, and
dirt
that's what you drink.
and
You
dirt.
drink salt water. Like, come on.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm not
exactly.
feeling it. I'm not feeling
And whoever he was rolling around with earlier, like,
it.
ugh,
Yeah.
ugh. Yes, his coach. Yes, Twin Munoz. His coach drank his sweat. There is a video. If you don't want to see it, I mean, if you have a weak stomach, don't watch it because you'll vomit. You know, the way and hello, salute, thank you for showing up. No, you know what? I was thinking. So, Amir Khan, he's with his new team. Him and Terrence Crawford have been sparring, so they're getting a lot of attention and stuff like that. So I was like, this guy is feeling some kind of way. He's feeling salty, so he drank some salty
Salt
water.
water.
And I'm just like, yeah, I can't.
That's
I
gonna
can't
make
with
you more
people.
thirsty, my guy.
Girl, that's gonna make you vomit. You want to lose weight? Drink it.
Yeah. Nah, like that's doing way too much. Like that's too much loyalty that you're trying to show. Like, I don't even think that this might
Exactly.
even be Rick's last fight, and that's how you want to go out. That you drink his sweat.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And then...
Because that's what everybody's gonna remember. They're gonna say, forget the career and everything you've done, but we remember when your coach drank his sweat. Like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to talk about Jamal Charlo. What was going on with him? They said it was a family member, that he accosted or whatever.
They said it was like a
what was that
cousin or
about?
something. They said it was a cousin that he got into it with. And that was like the domestic dispute with a family member. And then I see a lot of people on social media using that as like they're trying to say that Canelo's gonna use that as an excuse to not fight him.
Yeah, they were saying.
Can we make this clear? Canelo is not scared of
Thank you.
Of Charlo. So let's not try to put this on Canelo. That's all on like whatever.
Yeah, let's go back this way. Let's go back.
Yeah,
right.
Like everything that's happening in Charlo, that's for Charlo's own doing. Like that has nothing to do with Canelo. Like he's not making any excuses to not fight Charlo. Like I'm not gonna ride that wave. But
no, Canelo can
I
sit
mean, it's
on
horrible timing. Yeah, it's horrible timing, but that's nobody's fault but his own. Like
exactly.
I feel like I always said it before. He acts like somebody who has roid rage. He's always going off on somebody, he's just like very unhinged. So that's nobody's fault but his own. So you gotta suffer the consequences. If you lost the Canelo fight because you got court issues, that's on you. Canelo didn't do that. That's on you. That is on you.
I agree with you. And the thing is, when you go to parties and stuff, you already, or wherever, family events, whatever, you're a target. Oh, hit me, I'm gonna sue you. Please, touch me. You got to stay away from stuff like that.
Yeah. No, and then I just saw on Twitter, like right before we came on, that the Charlo and Castano fight is off. I don't know the exact details to it, but it's.
Does anybody know? I didn't see that. Does anybody know what's going on with that?
Yeah. Let me look at Lazy Lefty's page because he reposted.
He's on it, by the way. Shout out to him. He is on it.
Yes. Shout out to Chicken Talk.
Yes, absolutely.
He posted. Castano and Charlo is canceled. Yeah, I want to see what was. I don't think he retweeted something from the. I don't know if it was the WBA, but yeah, the fight is off, and everybody was definitely ready for that rematch. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. Let's see.
26 Sports said somebody blamed Castano.
Yeah, they said it was Castano's fault, and I heard something about it was maybe it could have been an injury, but they're not really letting that information out. But trying to see because he reposted the reaction from
26 Sports. I think it's WBA president that tweeted it.
yeah, it was the WBA. That's exactly. I knew it was. I said it had something to do with the WBA, but I couldn't. When you're drinking, you can't look up information.
When you're blind like me, you can't either.
No, I have my contacts in right now, and they're working fine. But I'm trying to find the tweet where he said, "What's the guy's name? From the WBA. Wow, what's his name? That's who tweeted it.
You're talking about hold on. We're gonna find it.
You shouldn't drink and search information.
Oh shoot. If anybody knows the information, but going back, and then I'm sorry, but Jamal's mugshot, my gosh,
he looked demonic. He
looked really rough and really angry. You know, WBO 26 Sports says WBO.
WBO. Okay. WBO. But what's the guy's name, Mike? What's the guy's name?
Well, we're looking for that. Is anyone happy about Boots and Clayton? I've heard some back and forth about that. Like some people are happy, some people aren't. Some people are like, "Come on, Boots." Some people are like, "No, Clayton is legit." I don't know. I personally don't know Clayton. I don't know him. I don't know what he's gonna do.
It's a good matchup, and he got to stay busy.
But people are calling out. I mean, it was Timothy Bradley was saying, Boots needs to fight somebody, and his resume didn't look good. He said something to that effect. He needed to prove himself.
It's crazy to me who these boxing fans are like trying to tell somebody what their resume look like. Like, come on. What you think is not a good fighter, is irrelevant because you're not getting in the ring with these fighters. That's what they do with Terrence Crawford. Like they say his resumes. But if you break down some of these boxes, accolades and stuff, his resume is
and
not
the same
bad,
people that have fought, and what did they do to him or not do to him? It's
exactly.
It's more than just if you know their name or not. Because you're not going to know everybody. You're not going to know everybody's name. But they may have accomplished many, many things and just didn't get the notoriety.
Exactly. Just because you don't know the name doesn't mean that this fight is a bum. It's crazy. So
it's true. It's true. Knowledge is power. Good evening. Good evening. Remy said Clayton is number 3. But
so it's not a bad fight. So I mean,
everybody like the like button. Punch the like button. Please share, subscribe.
See, I don't see the tweet anymore. Did they delete it or what? Because I don't know.
They might have deleted it. We're going to have to do some investigating and talk about it on the next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a great guest too, but I'm not going to reveal who it is. I just got to tune in and see what's up. HLD said Castaño does not want to pay sanctioning fees, so the fight is still on, but not unification undisputed. Oh,
I heard there was an injury. But I'm not going to give up my sources. I heard there was an injury, and that was the reason. But I know that I saw the WBO guy post something, but I can't find it. I don't know if they deleted it or what.
If they said it was injury and they get upset, say don't say it was injury because we're not.
No, it wasn't. But it wasn't. Yeah, the injury thing wasn't on social media. I got that. From sidebar news. But what I saw on social media was that the fight was off. But I can't find it now. I don't know.
Knowledge is power had a question. He thought thoughts on people counting out Keith Thurman? I'll let you answer that, Nika. What do you think about that?
You know, I mean,
Yes,
Keith
Paco.
Thurman
Thank you,
did a
HOD,
little.
Paco.
Paco, yeah.
So she's frozen, but
Like,
personally, oh, go ahead. You kind of froze for a second.
yeah, no, AT&T has an outage over here, so that's why my internet and stuff and my
Oh,
stuff is
okay.
acting up.
It's all good. So are
Um,
you counting him out, Keith Thurman? Do you want to see him again? Like, did he like light
to
some
be honest,
boxing fire?
to me, I'm gonna be honest. No, he didn't like nothing for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I feel like he did what he had to do to win the fight, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's up there with the top contenders right now. But
Yeah.
he still has a name, so even if he gets up there, if he gets into if he's lucky enough to get a fight with a top fighter, he has the name and the notoriety to sell the fight. Um, and his shit talking is going to supersede. Like, you know, like when his competition is up there, that's where his shit talking like goes to
Right.
another level. So people will tune in to see the fight because he will sell
Can
it.
people dare say that he's a next gatekeeper, like, for the division?
I
Is he
wouldn't say
not
all
there
that.
yet? Is he on the way?
Mm.
Like what? Because he
I
doesn't do
feel like
anything for me either.
if he fights like Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, he's gonna get knocked out. In my opinion,
Yeah,
that's
I
just my
agree with you.
opinion. Yeah.
I agree with
No,
you.
so like I found the tweet, so it's still up there. Paco
Yeah,
Valcarcel.
Paco. Yeah.
He says Castano versus Charlo look like no unification will take place. Who who you can blame? Probably Castano. So maybe the fight is still on, but it's not a unification.
Yeah, that's what someone has said, that he didn't want to pay the sanction fees, but then
Fees.
HOD
But
and
I heard it was an
26.
injury. I heard it
Yeah,
was an
26
injury. A
Sports and
bicep
HOD
injury.
are saying
Yeah, see?
bicep. Yeah.
That's what I heard too. That's what I
Yeah.
heard too. So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna give up my sources, but that's what I heard too.
Knowledge is power said, to be honest, I had Rolly beating Tank, never counting the underdog out.
Oh God, do we even still talk about Rolly?
Who knows? I was like, no, Rolly, trash. No, yeah, I want. Rolly's crazy. Like, he's a character. I mean, I wanted to see that fight, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Are you interested in the Khan Brook fight this weekend? Yes, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We are. I think we're on the same page, and we both are going with Khan 100%. Especially after, the stunt. Yeah. Ugh, won't talk about that again.
You don't need to drink sweat to sell a fight. Like that's
Absolutely
on a
not.
whole
Yeah,
nother level,
advice
a
to the
whole nother
youngins out
fucking level.
there.
Yeah.
Advice. Yeah, exactly, Keith. Exactly, Twin Munoz. Keith will outbox to beat most of the division right now, except for Bud and Arrow. Yes, you're right. And Boots. Yes.
That's what
But
we
then
were
who
just
else?
saying.
Who else is there? So it's like, once he gets to
Yeah, so
them,
it's
like
like
what? You know. Exactly. But I think we had a great show. We're gonna wrap it up. I went on a vacation, and now I need another vacation. Because that's just how it
I'm
goes.
planning another one because my birthday is in April, which is like,
Yes.
in 2 months.
No, it's
So
awesome.
I'm gonna, it's needed. It's needed to like just
Yes.
like
Everybody needs a time out
de-stress.
just to get
Yeah,
away. Yeah.
exactly.
And I go back to camp on the 27th, and I'll be gone until April 4th. So like
The 4th.
yes.
That's my mom's birthday, the 4th. So,
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, I'll remember that. Knowledge is power. Damn, I'm always late for the show. Set
but
that
you can
alarm.
watch the replay. You can
Set
watch the
that
you can
alarm.
watch the
Yes,
replay
and
though.
watch the replay.
You can watch the replay.
Absolutely. Nika, any last words? Any comments? Anything you want to tell anybody?
I'm glad you're back safe. Glad you had a nice relaxing time.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm a little bit tipsy because I think I put too much liquor in my drink.
That's okay. It's okay.
But we'll see you next week on Wednesday.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see you next week on Wednesday. And thank you all, everybody in the chat, for tuning in. We appreciate
and thanks
y'all
to
so much.
Bruce Carrington for coming on tonight and tuning into his fight on March 19th.
Absolutely. And follow him. Bruce Carrington, aka Shoo Shoo. He's something. That boy's gonna do something. Let me tell you. He is a great young
Oh,
man.
wait. Mike, is it? He's coming. Okay, he's Mike. 26 Sports. He's gonna have Chocolatito on his channel in a half an hour. So tune into
Okay,
that.
everybody head there. Everybody head.
Yeah,
26
and I'm
Sports,
drinking, and I said
Chocolatito.
his name right. I'm drinking,
Yes,
and I
you
said his name right
did.
because when I'm drinking, I cannot say Chocolatito's name to save my life. So
So everybody, please tune in 30 minutes. We're gonna be there. Mike, thank you so much. That's awesome. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be real nice. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We love to love y'all. Thanks for all the support always. And until next Wednesday. Peace.
peace.
And